Okay, so, once again, I want to start off by saying welcome to this call, guys. Thank you so much for your time. The name is Kojo, Blockchain Kojo, and we're going to dive right into it, right? So, we saw the first article. We see there's a race for AI, right? Everybody's rushing for AI. China is currently in the lead, or Asia is in the lead, to whoever decides to take their spot. Um, then I had a conversation with a good person that is becoming my friend, right? She has her own company. She's focused on technology, building a blockchain technology that combines supply chain and bridges the gap between the banks and all this kind of stuff and real world assets, right? So she has an entire community of different people who don't even understand what's going on, right? Because only 5% of the world is involved in crypto. You see, if you're here today and you've been winning, losing, or losing, winning, don't lose hope, right? The minute you leave, you lost. The minute you keep staying and redefining how you value and take information, you actually win, right? Because only 5% of the world is actually aware of what's going on, right? And so when I went to AI, we said, okay, how can we demystify the whole thing around this whole cryptocurrency? Like, how can we make the average person understand what they can do to win? So here it is, right? There are 10 ways people make money in crypto investing, right? We all know this. If you bought Bitcoin about 10 years ago, congratulations, right? If you bought Bitcoin in the crash of 2020, 2021, congratulations, right? Because we're in 2025 and it's now at 100,000. Bitcoin went as low as like 20K or something, right? And if you bought in then, in the last 3, 4 years, you have now made a 4 to 5x on your investment, right? In 4 years, you made a 4x. So you've probably averaged about 100% a year. While the real estate market is averaging about 20 to 30% a year, sometimes maybe a little bit more. The financial institutions, definitely, you don't want to look at that. They're averaging 5% a year. On the highest end, you probably see 8% a year, right? So anything you're doing outside of that, you have won, right? You beat the market. So, but you have to do what you have. It requires patience and long-term perspective. Not gonna make it overnight. You're not gonna make it next month to pay your bills. That's the mindset you need to have when it comes to buying and holding. Then the next thing is trading. This is where a lot of the money is being made. I'm not even gonna lie, right? The guys that's you see them with the courses, selling courses. I'll teach you how to do this. They know what they're doing, right? They have taken the time to acquire knowledge, technical analysis, and understand the market trends. It might take you a year to figure this out. So it's a good place to start if you're thinking long term on having a skill that will pay you way more than any job or 10 jobs combined will ever pay you, right? Then there is mining, right? You know that you validate transactions on chain and then you are rewarded tokens of that chain. But well, here's the part. You have to do it with specialized hardware or through cloud mining services. This doesn't come cheap, right? Last time I checked, a good miner for Bitcoin starts around 70, $80,000 for a good miner. The other ones people are using, you could probably get for like 30K and stuff like that, right? Then we have staking. This is where I started to see the picture clear, where you and I, people coming into crypto for the first time, or people that have not acquired all these skills and have all this capital can win. Here you hold a certain amount of crypto. So, depending on, what the requirement is, usually in most cases, it's not a lot. We'll look at the situation with this company that we're using where for $100, you can get started, right? So here it says this method allows for passive income. This is what works for everyone because most people already have something that you're doing. You're working a job, they have a business, they don't have a lot of time, and so they want to win, but they are already trading time for money, which is the wrong side of the spectrum you want to be in anyway, but at least you are winning because you're producing income as opposed to not doing anything, right? And so for people that already have something that is taking their time and paying them, they want to now exchange, use their income or their capital to create more income so they can save more time. So staking, opportunities where you can lock crypto up and earn rewards is the next big thing for the masses in crypto. We have yield farming, right? Once again, everything has a risk, but here the risk is more significant. So all those liquidity pools and all that kind of stuff, it's a much higher risk than if you're gonna stay crypto. And it requires expertise. You got to know how to use these wallets and these smart contracts, right? And then the nodes, which is like mining, so I'll skip that. Affiliate programs. Folks, when you talk to AI, who has combined all the information in the world that's available, they are telling you if you really want to make money in crypto, you have to position yourself in a program that will allow you to earn commissions by referring others. So we have to demystify that myth. Some people come onto these meetings and say, oh, you got to share a link. Oh, this is not for me. Well, if it's not for you, then please, you don't even understand what you're saying. Everything is for you or not for you, depending on how much information you have acquired in order to understand what you have, right? So you earn commissions by referring others to cryptocurrency exchanges or other services. We've seen this with the likes of Coinbase, right? Coinbase started in the beginning, and you could send somebody a link and get $20 or something like that. All of the exchanges did it, right? People made thousands, right? Uber first came out, you send a link to a driver, he does a certain number of rides, you make money. There was a video as a guy when I first started driving Uber at some point when I did. I saw a video from a guy, he made over $80,000 and he didn't drive any car. He just sent a link out to drivers, say, hey guys, this new thing is called Uber. You're gonna make a lot of money. Every time they hit their goal, he was getting paid 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500. He made 80 grand. So you can sit by on the fence and be prejudiced, or you can learn something new. And we're going to teach you how to do that, right? This is what we do in our community. We empower people with information that we collect in a way that we can all collectively come together and win, okay? So that is another way to make money. So now we found something that combines both staking and affiliate, right? The rest of it, you guys can read more about it. ICOs, they don't even allow that in the US, but you buy coins from the exchanges before they launch, but there's a high risk because 90% of almost all the ICOs are scams, right? So you got to be very careful, right? And then crypto lending and all of that kind of stuff. So once again, each method has its own level of risk. Folks, if you are not prepared to stomach any risk, then you are not ready to break out of the matrix. Each method has varying degrees of expertise and time commitment. Whatever you do, you're going to have to put some time, whether it's an hour a day, 5 minutes a day, in this case, to come collect your rewards. You can do that in a minute. All you gotta do is just get in the app and you're gonna show you, right? There's a lot of people printing crypto. They wake up and they get paid every day for their time, right? Sorry, not for their time. Without spending their time, they get paid, right? So let's dive into it. This company is called AIFEEX. They started November 15th of 2004, right? They introduced their first AI product, which is an AI investment fund. So it's a fund that pools funds money together. We stake our crypto, and this company is using AI, their own type of special technology they put together, and it trades crypto every day, 7 days a week. Okay. Real quick, what this company is doing, we're not even going to waste time, right? But they have expansion plans throughout the entire year. And when we looked at it a little bit more, we see their roadmap goes down into 2029. All this information we will share with you guys, the PDFs, all of that. We want you to do your own due diligence as well, right? Marketing, they've been doing a good job. They've been marketing different airports. Actually, this other PDF has a more realistic feel to it. So let me go here, okay? They registered their company, their tech company, right? Just the technology part in New York, right? So I guess they have plans and why they did that, breaking into other markets. They filed their Form D with the SEC and they have their MSB registration. Now, all this means is that they're putting in the foundation to be compliant. There's a lot of different regulations and rules around crypto and trading and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not an expert in this, but what I do know is that in order to be compliant, you have to submit some kind of information to some of these regulatory bodies, and they've done that, right? The next thing is advertising. If you have a real product, you want the world to know. It's not just in Telegram, it's just not on Zoom. You want the world to know about your product. So they've been doing a good job advertising throughout Asia, where AI is literally bigger than even in the US. A lot of different airports, train stations, whatever it is, wherever you go, right? They're there. The core team, we saw those of you that were early, you saw the video for Cooper, Alex Jensen, already 3 events around the world. They've been there, they've talked about what they're doing. The CEO, Marquise, he's filed the Form D they have. Let's see, with the S, this is from the SEC's website, guys, okay? So he filed the Form D. His name should be somewhere here, right? At the bottom, right? Yeah. Okay, so, and he's gonna go around on meetings on Zooms and Binance Live and all that kind of stuff to educate people about what they're doing. So, that's pretty good. We just going through the basics and then we get into how the money's made, right? So products they have, other than the fund manager, which is the AI trading robots that trades in the different funds, the fund manager or investment fund managers where we put our crypto in, they have other AI products. So that's what excited me, right? Because they're not just one-sided. They appeal to the masses. The entire world is talking about AI assistants. If you don't know what an AI assistant is, after this call, just type it online, you get more information. But just like any assistant, if you had a company and you had an assistant, what would you do? You tell him to perform certain tasks for you that you don't want to do, right? Save you time. So if you are a programmer building an application, a website, they have an AI assistant that you can talk to and say, help me out with this code. It will send you the code, you copy it and go do what you're doing. If you write in a book, you making a movie and you need help, whatever you're doing, tell the AI will pull all that information together. You want to apply for a new job. You don't know how to get the right resume. You don't want to go pay $20 on some website to build your resume. Just come tell the AI it's free. He'll build the resume for you, and then you can use that to go apply for your next job, right? So, guys, that's what they have, right? Real working product. They have AI creation and design coming. You can literally write something to the AI, it will make a whole music song for you, a whole song or whatever it is, art, all of that. You can do all that from text. They have the video film editor coming soon. You want to make a movie, maybe you just have a short clip you found online. You say, make me a movie that looks like this, 20-minute long, 1 hour long, and add this and this and this, and use this as the foundation, but make it animated. It can do all of that. There's already applications doing that. Some of them you have to pay for, but these guys are going to launch theirs. We don't have to pay for, right? So there's a lot of different things going, and I'm excited about that. So now, boom, fund manager. This is how it works, right? They have 4 fund managers. Think about it as you can call it like accounts inside the AI. They have the one that is for 7 days, right? You're locking up your crypto for 7 days, either USDT, Bitcoin, or Ethereum. Most people prefer USDT. It's a stable asset. The price doesn't change. So they're able to calculate their earnings on a daily basis, right? 7 days, your crypto is locked in. You can't pull it out, but your profits, we'll talk about the profits. Every single day, you can withdraw all your profits. It's instant. After company doesn't have to approve it, it's just instant. You click and it's out, right? Um, After the 7 days is over, whatever capital you put in is unlocked and is sent directly back to your wallet. You can now remove it into your Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, whatever you want to do, you choose, right? The app has a wallet inside as well, right? 30 days is locked in, okay? And you can see these different percentages over here. This is the gross or the gross daily income, right? Just like any company, even though you work a job, guess what happens? Especially in the US and stuff. You go to work, you get paid 5,000 for the month, right? But you don't get the whole 5,000, right? Taxes, stuff, health insurance, all that stuff. You left with 3 grand. So your gross income was 5K, but your net income was probably 3K. So here they have the same system, right? These are the gross profits. We'll look at what actually goes to investors. So 30 days, your crypto is locked up for 30 days. It would earn 1.3%, but you don't get all the 1.3. You're going to get only 45% of it. I'll break all of down in the next slide, and I'll go into the app and we'll see how all of this actually manifests, right? Same thing with the 90 days. Your crypto is locked up for 90 days. After 90 days, it comes right back to your wallet. But every day, as you make profits, you get to withdraw every single day. If you put in USDT, you earn USDT every day. If you put in Bitcoin, you earn Bitcoin every day. If you put in Ethereum, you earn Ethereum every day. Okay. And then they have the one for 1 year. That's what most people are doing because you earn the highest percentage. And then that's at 0.9%. When they take out everything, that's what you get, 0.9% a day, right? So I'm going to skip this and go to the next stage that allows us to basically calculate the numbers, right? Now, let me use this because this one is much brighter. This one is brighter. Let me switch to, boom. Now, if you can see my screen, just drop a 1 in the chat, right? Okay, so this is how this works, right? So on the weekly contract, you're only receiving 0.45% a day, right? 0.45% a day. This is what goes to investors, net income under the 7-day contract. Now, when you put it up for a month, I'm trying to get my calculator, 0.45% times 30 days. That can be equated to 13.5% a month, right? 13.5% a month. Then on the monthly contract for 30 days, your crypto is locked in 30 days. You make 0.59% a day. 0.59% a day. So times 30 days, you can call that 17.7% a month, right? 17.7% a month, okay? Then on the 90-day contract, the quarterly contract, that is 0.72% a day. Now, when you put all that together, that will be 21.6% a month. Guys, the numbers are beginning to get more exciting the longer you stake, right? Okay. $21.6. And then for the annual contract, 365, that's 0.9%. So 0.9 times 30 days, that's 27% a month. Okay. So go to 27. Now, why these percentages important, right? Because when you look at the entire financial market, right? There's so many asset guys. When it comes to investing, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. You get to somebody who can advise you. But this is just information that's out there. We know in the real estate market, depending on what country you're in, most are averaging like a 15% to about a 40% return on their investment, ROI. So if you buy a property for 100K, your likelihood that you're going to make any money off it when you start to rent it out and all that kind of stuff might be like on the high end, right? Depending on the market, 15 to 40% a year. And when you look at the traditional financial market, money markets, savings, all that kind of stuff, that's terrible, right? That's 5% a year. Some countries are doing like 12%. Certain high risk countries are willing to offer investors more to bring their money. 12% a month. You are doing more than these guys with multiple degrees can pay their investors in a year if you decide to risk inside of this crypto space, especially with this company and what they're doing with trading with AI. So here, guys, we have an opportunity to leverage a system that works to create passive income. And that's what's important. If your goal here is to not keep trading time for money, you need to look hard into this. Even if it's for a month and you can take your 17.7% and go home. Even if it's for 90 days and you can take your 21.6% a month. Now you multiply that by 3. That's 90 days, right? That's going to be 64.8%, about 65% in just 3 months. And you can up and leave. Or you can go with this contract, right? 27% times 12. That will be 324%, anywhere from 324 to 328, because some days will add, right? That's a 3.3x return in a year. So remember, Bitcoin took 4 years to do a 3 to 4x. You took 1 year to do a 3 to 4x. This is what we teach people in our community, how to leverage systems, technology, and also how to leverage communities to make passive income. That's all it is, right? So if you had $100, you'll be able to calculate how much you'd make every day and every month, right? So here in this example, somebody starts with 1,000. They say, I only want to risk for a week. You know, my heart can't take it. I can't go to sleep after 1 week if I don't see my money. Boom, do it, right? 1 week, $4.50 a day. After the week is up, the capital is sent back to you. You decide then to put it back in or just up and leave, right? But this is the kind of returns you're gonna get, right? Somebody says they'll do it for a month. They'll lock their crypto in, $5.85 a day. By the end of the month, they made 17.7%, which would be about $177 or $180, right? If you round it up at the end of the month, right? On the monthly contract. Somebody would say, nah, I want more. I'm looking at these numbers. Why would I give myself less when I have the ability to make more? And the same opportunity, same level playing field. Boom, they choose quarterly. $7.20 a day, 21.6% a month. So basically about $220, right? Let's call it that at the end of the month. But it's for 90 days. Remember, you make 64.8. That means in 90 days, you make $650 out of your 1,000. Guys, at that point, you're good, right? You made money, you profited. Or annual contract, every month you collect your 27%, or every day you take your $9 worth of crypto and you keep it, right? Withdraw it every day. Somebody says, you know what? I like these numbers. I was telling my friend, had a call and I was saying, when it comes to investing, right, especially when you have something good and you want to tell somebody about it, real investors, they don't look at how much someone else has in their pocket. No, that's not what any real investor is doing. They want the numbers. You see, money is numbers. If you don't know this, folks, then probably you find yourself at the wrong end of it, not having enough money. If you understand that money is a numbers game, then you would really understand how to create wealth. That is why sometimes you get a headache, you're frustrated because you spend all your time at the job, you're getting paid, and it's nothing changes. Like you came so early, you left late, you did the best, you're number one at the job 6 years in a row, and nothing has changed. That's not how money works. Now, when you look at the company that's hired you, right, they understand the numbers game. So they look at productivity per number. Every person is a number at their job, period, whether you like it or not, right? Because they say, okay, you can make us $1 million worth of productivity a year or 100K. So even if somebody owns the company and they only get 20%, a lot of people that own these businesses, they're not getting 100%. Nobody's getting 100% on their business. They're getting a percentage of it, right? So they'll say, okay, I need 1,000 employees at 100K a year. So the company's worth 100 million. And if I can take 20% out of that, I make $20 million a year. Boom. That's how they do the numbers. And then they open up the company and then they employ people, right? It's all numbers, right? So you can play the same game, right? And we'll show you how we're doing it here. So now, boom, somebody, you tell somebody about it. Maybe somebody has 10K, right? This is what they're gonna do, right? You're on this call today. Maybe you have 10K lane. You can risk 10K just lane. Don't go take it out your savings. Don't go take it out your pension fund. Money that you are willing to risk is what you put in the market. But you can be strategic about it. Some people have a bigger risk appetite. They're gonna do exactly what they want to do, right? But just be strategic about it, right? So maybe you want to do for the 90 days. Maybe you're doing for the month, but you're making sure every dollar you get, you're pulling it out, right? In order to be whole. And we'll look at how long it takes to be whole, right? So they will start to make $45 a day on the low end or $90 a day on the high end. And at $90 a day, it will take you 111 days, right? Anyone that's in this lane, in this annual contract, it takes you 111 days. Let me put it at the bottom. 111 days to make your money. So if you put in 10K and you did the yearly contract within 111 days, you've made 10 grand. If you put in 100 grand within 111 days, you've made that. That's literally like 3.5 months, if not less. Where is everyone else going to be 3.5 months from now? We are in March. That's May, June, July. We're talking summertime. So you probably have some money sitting there. By the time it's summer, you're going to blow all that bread. But you want to be strategic. So you come here, you put it in here, you say, you know what, all that money I'm going to spend on summer taking that trip to Miami, LA, or overseas, I'm not going to use my savings. I'm going to invest it and flip it. And then I can use the profits to live, right? So that's what some people are going to do. And some people are still going to keep whatever they have sitting there. And then by summer, spend it all. And then they're back to zero. I got to work 2 jobs now while everyone is having fun in the summer. Now you're back to working 2 jobs because you blew all the cash, right? So that's what we do here, guys. We're just trying to figure out how can we get out this rat race, out this matrix by leveraging these systems and technology. So this is what you can do, right? So this is for anyone, no matter how much you have, the minimum is 100, right? As you can see, the minimum to get started is 100. I'm trying to move this thing from, okay. You can withdraw your profits every day. Whenever you earn profits, there's a 5% withdrawal fee. Okay, just be aware. Whenever you earn, there is a 5% withdrawal fee. The company has to eat. All withdrawals are instant. We are not waiting for somebody to cut us a check. You click it, you get it. You can withdraw your capital returns to you after maturity, and then boom, we spoke about that all. So guys, this once again, this chart, just ask whoever invited you, send this video to you. They will send you the chart as well. They'll add you to the group that we have where we are all excited about this, like minds coming together. And the last thing I'll say on this was that when I spoke to my friend, I said, he was like, man, he's like, this is perfect. You called me and you're talking about AI, and I think he's probably gonna invest tonight, right? You're talking about AI, you're talking about trading. These are things he was thinking about for weeks, right? And then he said, you know, I like this. And I said, let me tell you one thing about opportunity. Opportunity comes to us every single day. But what is opportunity? Really, what is it? Is opportunity free money? No. Is opportunity a gift? No. Is opportunity you having to beg somebody for something? No. Opportunity is preparation meets timing. This is the equation. Everything can be defined as an equation, right? This is the equation for opportunity. Preparation meets timing. Now, let's break that down. So let's say we meet up right now and somebody comes to you and say, yo, we just heard that it's raining gold down in Texas, for example. Hop in your car, let's drive and let's go. And then so that's the what do you call it? The timing, right? The time is now. They're telling you now, we have to go now because the thing is happening now. So time is always right now. It's not tomorrow. There's never a next week, soon, later. It's always now when it comes to opportunity. The only time value it has is now. Then the next part that's missing is preparation. So in that example, what's preparation? Oh, I don't have a car. Oh, guess what? You're done. Everybody else goes, they go get it. You have to wait for the next time you hear there is raining gold in another place and you have a car. So opportunity comes every day in life. It's just sometimes we are not prepared or we're not willing to get in now. That's the only way we've been missing opportunities since the minute we came on this earth, right? So today, this is your opportunity. Now, it requires you to act now, but you have to be prepared in the sense that you need to have crypto. If you got at least $100, maybe your goal is to have 10K and make 2,700 a month. Doesn't matter. If you have 100 now, you start. You have 500 now, you start. You have 1,000 now, you start. You assess your risk and you take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this and we're gonna go to the next phase, right? The next phase of this opportunity. Let me move this back to where it was. So what is the next phase, right? So now we understood what we have to do, right? And for some of us that are in here already, we are earning every day, folks. Look, this is what I do. Single dad, full-time dad, Monday to Friday. I wake up and I get paid regardless whether I brush my teeth or I didn't brush my teeth, right? But trust assured, I'm brushing my teeth every day, okay? But regardless, I'm gonna get this money, right? And I don't have to change my time for it because I decided to put my money in AIFEEX, right? So you can do the same. Now, when it started to work for me, I didn't keep this to myself. I have some of my friends on here, and they got in with me, right? Gideon, you're in here. You can put a one in the chat. In fact, if you are here and you're already earning from AIFEEX, just put a one in the chat, right? If you're here and you're already making money every day from this platform, just put a one in the chat, right? So I share with a few friends, right? But guess what? Since I got involved in crypto since late 2020, I've told people to buy all kinds of tokens. I have a crypto channel where I called some of the great plays. Like, I got into Torn coin when it was less than $1, right? I got into Sui. I even forgot when it was, you know, I called some good plays, right? And some people took it. Some people actually invested more than I had. I put a couple $100 here and there. Some people put tens of thousands, and they wrote me. They were like, "Yo, man," one guy's like, "Yo, I made 40,000 from the calls you." I was like, "Damn, you know, I wish I put in, a couple thousands too." But certain opportunities I made a lot. Don't get me wrong, right? But there were certain ones that I would could have made more, but I had less. But guess what? I made $0 from it. And some of these folks never called me and say, "Yo, Kojo, what's your wallet, man? All this money, I gotta give you something for helping." Not no, not a dollar. Not a dollar was sent to me. I'm not mad. I'm not saying they should. I'm just telling you that this is how it works, right? So I wish there was a way these coins could have, all the guys online that were telling people to buy Bitcoin. Even some of you here told your friends to buy Bitcoin years ago, and you probably put only a couple $100s and made a little good money, and they went and put their savings in it, and today they're retired. But guess what? Bitcoin did not call your phone and send you no Bitcoin in your wallet. So when I saw this, I was like, well, I'm gonna share regardless. I want my people to win. I want my friends to be able to win with me. Is there a way that I get rewarded for this? Boom. They got that covered. The affiliate marketing part works, right? So we know that all investors, right, will get 45% of all the money that's being made, which is that 0.45% to 0.9%, right? Today, I decided to take the route of really just breaking down the logic behind why we are doing what we are doing. Okay, so just give me a little. This equates to 0.45 to 0.9% a day. And guys, don't get me wrong. I will buy a tablet very soon and use that. That way, I can just be drawing from a pen. Or actually, I use my get a touchscreen laptop. But here we are, 0.45% to 0.9% a day. That's what this 45% represents, right? Now, they have what they call community promotion. 1% of every money being made goes there, right? That's promotion, like ads and stuff, giveaways, all that kind of stuff. Then there's VIP rewards. You see, if you're here and you believe that you're a VIP, drop a 2. In fact, drop VIP in the chat, right? If you're here and you believe you're a VIP, drop a VIP in the chat, because some of us, when we go to the grocery store and we're buying stuff, we see the low grade and we see the organic, but we choose to buy the organic. You're being VIP, right? Some of you, you're going out, there's a line, you try to skip the line, right? That's me all day, me all day. Skip the line. I'm like, yo, how do I get ahead? Like $20. Boom, right? That's VIP, right? Some of us, we can drink tap water, but we want alkaline water that costs a little bit more. That's VIP. So if you believe you're a VIP, drop a VIP in the chat. And if you believe you are, then you don't want to let this go. There's 54% of all the money that is in this system is being paid out to VIPs. So the question you have to ask is, how do I become a VIP? Right? How do I become a VIP? Guys, we tell you it's, I would say it's easy, but then people would misconstrue what I mean. So I don't use the word easy. It's simple. It's very simple to be a VIP. Now, users who decide to share become VIPs. That's how it works, right? So if you decide to, put at least $100, meaning that you are in the system, you're active, you have your own deposit making X amount of dollars a day. You put $100 in, right? Or more. And you share with one person who did the same. You qualify for VIP. That's all you're saying, because you're helping this fund grow. You're helping the fund grow. Now, VIP1, right? A VIP1 is someone who has shared with at least one person, and that one person could also do the same, right? But what you're saying is that in your entire community, we call it teams, right? We are all a team, and we have to work together in order to win. If you are here and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it by myself. I'm gonna be a millionaire by myself," please go and read the stories about all the successful people in the world. Not a single, maybe a couple, but we're talking on a large scale majority, right? I'll say about 90+% all did it with a team. Not a single person would take full credit for how they got to where they are at. You have to build a team. You have to have a team. People that are like-minded that want the same kind of outcome, right? So you deposit, if everyone deposit at a total of $3,000, that's it, just that. Some people spend that in a week, a month, right? Your bills are already 3,000. A lot of you on here, your bills every month is already 3K, right? So there's people who can afford to risk more than that, right? So that's it. You become a VIP1. What are they telling you? You get to receive 20% of every dollar being made. They pay you as a reward in crypto. Meaning that, for example, this 3,000 at 0.9% will earn $27 a day. Out of this $27 a day, you're gonna get $5.20 every single day. What if it was 100,000 in your team as a VIP1, right? That means that every day, as that 100,000 making $900, you're gonna get 20%, $180 a day, folks, 7 days a week. That is the VIP. VIP2, right? You have shared with at least two people. Now, the requirement is that you need to have two VIP1s. Here's the good part. It doesn't have to be your directs, right? Meaning that you can share with me, you can share with Gideon, for example, and then we can say, this is not really for us. We just want to put some money, but my cousin likes it. So I share with my cousin, and then he shares with a friend, right? And those folks see the value and decide to duplicate and become VIP1. You become VIP2. So it's not, restricted to your directs. And why is that important? Because I tell people sometimes, and this is just life in general. Sometimes your environment determines or kind of like controls the kind of people that are around you, right? So maybe you haven't made it out the lower class yet. It's hard to find people on your phone that are already successful or have a lot of income coming in that you can relate with. But there's a magic in the people you know. You might know Johnny down the road or somebody you went to school with that you might be comfortable with, but they might know somebody with a hedge fund, like what happened with me, right? And then so I met someone through a business, but it was through somebody. Today, that guy joined AIFEEX and he manages a hedge fund, right? But I didn't know him directly, right? So there's always a magic in the person you know who they know. So never be shy to share. The person you might see, the person you might like, oh, but he doesn't have, he only has $100. He's not the type that could help me get to VIP1. No, do not write anyone off. Just look for the mindset. Is it somebody who's eager to do more? If they are, if they want more, that's all they need. Literally, that's all we need to succeed. The willpower, right? And so you shared with that person, they share with others, or whatever it is, you have 10,000 in team volume. You collect 30% of every dollar coming in your organization, right? And here's the catch, right? Because there's always a catch, right? Everybody's like, what was the catch? There is a catch. I'm about to tell you, okay? If someone is a VIP one and you're a VIP two, you do not get the whole 30%. You get 30 minus 20 because they have to get all the 20 that's coming from their team's daily profits, not the deposits. You see, if you come in and you put in 10 grand, I get $0. You that day you put in 10 grand, you don't even make no money, right? In 24 hours, you see your first return. Now, when that return hits, that's when whoever shared with you, if you're a VIP one, gets 20% of what you just made. You keep your whole 100% of what you made. It's just a reward. They get a check match of that. So if I'm a VIP two and Gideon is a VIP one, and his team makes $1,000 a day, he's gonna get 20%, $200 every day. I'm not gonna get 30% of the whole thing. I just get 30 minus 20. I get 10%. Right? VIP three, you have two VIP two users, 30,000 in sales, in volume, in investments, right? 40%. Now, guys, I'm going to show you a strategy that might change your life in this opportunity. And it requires you working with your team to quickly get to VIP 3 minimum. Why am I saying VIP 3? Because it's only $30,000. This is not money, folks. In this world that we are in today, it might sound like a lot, but when you understand that there is people who are about to be trillionaires, I don't even know how many zeros go into a trillion. Guys, if you're here and you know how many zeros go in a trillion, you can put it in the chat. I don't even know how many zeros go in a trillion. But Elon Musk and all these other guys in the next 2 years are going to be trillionaires. So if you're still worried about $10,000, trust me, you are at the very bottom of having the right type of mindset. Think big. Think big. That is the only way you will receive what's big, right? If your dreams are small, don't compare yourself or ask questions as to why you only have my first car was a Hyundai Sonata, right? Why you only have a Hyundai Sonata while somebody is driving a Lambo. You have to think big, period, right? So at 30,000 in volume, that could be 10 people who put in 3K. That's it. Think about it. That's literally what it is. And are you telling me within your circle, an opportunity like this that can potentially help somebody pay off their car note, their rent, and there's not 10 people who need money? You're lying, right? So you're going to get there. All you have to do is share. That's it. That's the only magic. Invite somebody to a Zoom just like this, get the information. If you're lucky enough and it's me on the Zoom, hey, they'll get all the information. But any Zoom at all is fine. They can absorb information on their own capacity and they're going to make their own decision, right? VIP 4, you have two VIP 3 users, right? And 100K in volume. You get 50%. Okay, so I want to stop here real quick. In fact, you know what? Let me finish this briefly and I'll give you guys the strategy before we close, okay? Give you guys a strategy for success, right? So VIP 4, you have 100,000 in sales, you start to collect 50%. Now, here's what I wanted to bring out. If you get to VIP 3 as soon as possible, that means you're helping your team get to VIP 1, VIP 2, or you're just working with the right people and you're moving and shaking, right? Everybody just shares with one person becomes VIP 1. Then those people share one person become VIP 1. That's it. That's literally all it is. VIP 1s, you have to be a VIP 1 factory, right? Now you're a VIP 3. When you start to sign other people who join you directly and they start to put in 10K, 5K, 800, 3,000, 9,000, 50,000, right? And all of that is outside of any of these ranks. You get the whole 40%. So I tell people quickly rank up and start to go wide. Because now, if I'm making $1,000 a day and I'm on your team and I have no rank, you get $400 every day. Guys, $400 a day in 30 days is $12,000. In a year is 144 grand. I don't care how many IT degrees you have. I'm doing this from home. You can keep, and I'm doing this without signing into no job, right? So that's the potential of what you have in front of you guys. If you can see what you have in front of you, you will know that there's hundreds of people who are begging, waiting for somebody to just hold their hand and say, I want to show you something. But because of the circle they're in, their affiliation, they don't have no one that is opening up the door like this for them. But you're the one that's going to do it. You're going to get your blessings, from our maker. But don't worry about that. That's always going to come. Let's think about what we get here first, right? Can we get some here before later? And yes, you do. That's what AIFEEX is doing. They're giving you your rewards daily, daily, every day, right? So VIP 5, these are the requirements. You did 300K in volume to VIP 4 users. And I'm sure some of you are on here looking at like, come on, I can do this. This is simple. Some of you are probably saying this is easy. The last company I was with, I probably did the same number, but I didn't even like the compensation plan. I wasn't rewarded well enough. For those of you that are affiliate marketers and having sharing opportunities, you're looking at this like this is has to be a gold mine. Because at VIP 5, you're telling me I could get 60% of every dollar being made from anyone that's outside of any of these ranks. So if I have 10 people making $100 a day, just $100 a day in profits, I get $60, $60, $60, $60 times 10, 600 a day. A day, 600 a day alone. In a month is 18 grand, $18,000. In a year, that's 216. I don't know where else you'd rather be, folks, right? All you do is just, you say, send, hey, join the Zoom. There's a guy, he's going to talk a lot. That's it. Hey, don't worry about the first part. Just listen to the part about the money. That's like, literally, that's it. Hey, you got 15 minutes. You got an hour. Join the Zoom. They recorded it. Watch it before you go to bed. You called them up the next day. Did you watch it? Yes. What's your question? How do I get started? 90% of my calls, people ask right after, how do I get started? Do not be part of that 10% that always lets themselves down. Be a part of the 90% that always say yes after these calls, right? If you're here, you're new, this is for you, right? 80% is what you start to get at VIP 7. So you begin to see how this starts to build up, folks. And at the last part, it gets to 100% check match. But here's the other part. For all my critics, I was just like you. When I saw these numbers, I was shook. I was like, wait, what's the numbers behind this? How is it possible that they are able to pay somebody 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%? At 100%, even I was weak. I was like, nah, there's got to be something going on. I don't really understand. How are they paying somebody 100% check match? That means that this company, after they trade, if they make you $100, they have to make another $100 to go pay somebody that reward. For all my folks that was able to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, this is for you. I tell people that look, you don't have to be the brightest, even if you didn't complete school. As long as you know how to add, subtract, and multiply, you can be so wealthy in this space. That's really all people need to know. How to add, how to subtract, right? How to multiply. So that's what we're gonna do here, right? So we know that the fund, we're gonna use the first one, the weekly, because it's 1%. That's easy to calculate, right? 1%. So if we had $100 million worth of investment inside of the AI fund, right? The weekly at 1% a day would be $1 million, right? Now, 45% of that million that's being made every day is paid out to investors. That's 450K. Okay, that's investors, you and I, that have our 100, 500, 5,000, like the other lady that put 60K, 60K, whatever it is, right? You guys, we all are the users in receiving the investment income out of this 1 million. Now, we're like, yo, where did the company put the rest of the money? The VIP rewards, right? So how much is 54%? That's 540,000. Like, wow. So now, I'm looking at the screen and in my head, I started to see the numbers. I was like, wait, this is clear as day. They can pay. There is no way you can think at this point that they do not have enough money to pay the VIP rewards. Because I ask you one question and the answer you provide will define everything. If you were paid 45%, 450,000, in order to pay out the VIP 9 rewards, this company would need to put another 450K in the VIP. Do me a favor. How much is in the VIP? 540. Between 450 and 540. And this is me not even knowing how to do math. Which of it is higher? 540,000 or 450,000? If you got the answer, put it in the chat. Which of these numbers is bigger? 540K or 400,000? Which of these is bigger? And the answer is clear as day, meaning that if they pay you 450, they can pay above and beyond for the VIP 9. And that the system was 100% proof. When we say proof, meaning that there's no holes, there's no leakages, there's no backdoor money, there's no Ponzi-nomics. What's Ponzi-nomics? Using other people's money to pay other users. That's what most platforms are doing nowadays, right? And that's why they'll have all these mechanisms in there that would not make you get all your money every day, so it can keep playing the game as long as it can go, right? So now this is what we have, right? And so I look at them like, okay, that makes sense. So guys, that's literally everything, right? So this brings us to the end, right? There's a lot more we could dissect, but guys, that's for another time. They got some VIP star ranks. Basically, they're gonna launch a coin somewhere towards the end of the year, and they will only airdrop to people who got 30 million in volume and above, right? And then the rest of us will probably have to buy it along the line. But that's all for the future, right? More ways to earn. It will be one of the first AI tokens that has real products and utilities around it, but we'll worry about that later. Let's think about how we cash out today. And that's what we did here today. Now, the strategy. I don't want to leave you guys without the formula to success, right? So we'll look at income real quick, but I want to come straight to the formula to success, right? You get started today. Your immediate goal, and this is without hesitation, success always likes speed. The slower you are, the slower your progress and success is. I wouldn't say will be because I'm not speaking it into, I'm just saying we're just doing math. If I walk slow, I get to my destination slow. If you're walking and we're going, let's say we're walking from one point, we'll call it New York to we're walking from New York to Texas, right? And you decide to walk. You're not gonna get to the same time as the guy who's driving the car. We know this for a fact. Now, there's another guy who's gonna get on a plane Please, you will not get there the same time they get there. Then for those who have special powers that can teleport, of course, none of us is even going to be compared to the person that's teleported, right? Yeah, that's just something to laugh about. But yeah, guys, so once you get in and you're earning, your goal, that's you, right? Your goal is to instantly help two people do get in, right? Whether it's 100, whatever it is, folks, just get in where you fit in, assess your risk, right? Don't do anything crazy. Just calculate what you need, how you're going to solve that problem, and what that 0.9% or whatever percent is going to help you get there and do it, right? But you want to do it fast. Success always likes speed, right? And then they do the same thing, right? Or you help them. Maybe you're somebody who's in a position, like 20 people that are always hitting you up, like, oh, I want a platform to invest. I had a friend hit me up. He's like, yo, we're in Kenya, right? And he's on the call. He's like, the people in Kenya are looking for an opportunity. They don't have any. There's a lot of platforms that is just shady. They are all waiting on my call. What do? I say, yo, I got this for you. Check it out. He checked it out. He got in. Boom. He got his folks in. So he can quickly say, yo, give me your link. I got 1 liter for you. Boom. Right? Or everybody just gets in where they fit in, right? Everybody just does the same thing you did. They get the information and they share with two people. That's it. It's not a binary, it's uni-level, meaning that you can have 1,000 people this way if you want, right? No one is telling you to do this, but I'm just telling you what's the fastest way to success, right? So now you quickly build your organization this way. And as long as you have 30K in volume, that means everyone under you, whatever money, $100, 1,000, 5,000, 8,000, 2,000, 1,000, whatever it is, if it adds up to 30K, you're a VIP3. Now, immediately, what do you want to do? You have some friends, they say, oh, I got a little bit more money. I like this. Put him here. Put him here. Put him here. Why? Because you now get 40% of every dollar coming in. So at least VIP3 is good enough. But there's VIP4. You get 50%, right? So maybe you want to put in some more work and get to VIP4 and then you go wide. There's VIP5, you get 60%. Maybe you want to put in a little bit more work and then you go wide. Whatever you do is up to you. But guys, this is the formula for success, right? And once again, all this stuff is available. Just join the group. We'll send it, okay? Last but not the least, income claims. Some people, they love that. If you don't give them, if you don't tell them how much people are making, they're never excited. I want to know how much that guy's making, okay? All right, here you go. VIP2s, from what we know, are making about $600 a month, right? Some can make more because you can have more volume than the minimum required. This is the minimum income per month, okay? VIP3s are doing about $1,000, $2,000 a month. Once again, that's the minimum. You can have some VIP3s who are probably cashing out 4 or 5K every month, right? Because once again, they probably hit VIP3 and got some extra volume wide and got that 40%. Because think about it, even if you have somebody making, let's say you have somebody making maybe $500 a day, right? $500. Let me put this way. What's like 80K? Let's say 50K, right? 50K times 0.9% is 450. Now 450 times 40% is 180, right? 180 times 30 is 5,400. So a VIP3 could be making 2,000 plus 5,400 every single month, 7K a month. Guys, we are telling you the minimums, right? Because we don't want to hype anything up here. VIP4s, you could be doing anywhere from 2 to 6K, right? Six grand a day. I'm sorry, a month. Now, some VIP4s will make a lot more than 6K because they have followed some of the things that I'm just sharing with you, right? VIP fives are doing over $21,000 a month. 20 grand a month. If you're here, you're not making 20,000 a month. I think you should really look into this very well because you cannot let an opportunity like this pass you by when you know you will need 3 or 4 jobs to make 20K a month. And you're being told that for the price of joining and sending people on a Zoom to come hear what they want to hear for themselves, you can make 20K a month and you're going to let it go by. I do not know what to say, right? But that would not be me. Okay, that's why I put my time and my foot where it is. I sacrifice hours that I could be using to do. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do, right? You know, I have things I'm building, things I want to do as far as giveaway. I'm working on a project to provide 1,000 boreholes for clean water in Ghana. It's a whole project I have to spend a lot of time working on. I put more time here than that, right? Because I have some financial goals I need to get to first. So I decided to shift my priorities, right? But even now, I could still retire from this and be like, let me stop here and just count my little dollars in peace and focus on my other projects. But I'm putting the time to do these Zooms, folks, right? So if you have a chance to invite people, invite them. The Zooms is not going to be every day. After a point in time, I'm gonna, probably do 2 a week, 3 a week, because there's other people that also want to help. They want to take up the mantle and share, and we encourage that. We build other leaders up in our community. There is no one person that is boss. No, if you're here, you're a boss. If you don't know it, I'm telling you, you are, right? So VIP six, same thing. You got people making 60 grand a month. 60 grand a month, right? In a year, that's almost $1 million. I don't care what you're doing. If you're making $1 million a day, a month, a year, then you are currently on a private jet listening to me right now. And I want to say thank you for spending your valuable time to listen to this presentation on your private jet, right? So think about it, right? There's not a lot of people in that tax bracket, but I can tell you for a fact there's people in AIFEEX already doing that every single month and more. That I can tell you for a fact, right? VIP 7, right? You got people doing $200,000 a month. $200,000 a month. Like sometimes it's like you're like, really, is this even real? It's real. That's 2.4 million a year. Right? So if you're not making $2.4 million a year, please take time, analyze what's in front of you, and hit the ground running. If you got to talk to 10 people a day, like I've been doing for the last whatever, do it. I don't make no excuses. Some people know me. I'm up at odd hours of the night. It's just recently I started to really take my sleep seriously, right? Because I would talk to you. The worst you can say is no. And what's gonna happen? My arm is not gonna explode because you said no. It's never gonna happen. So VIP 8, you got people doing 600K a month. Minimum. Once again, I'm stressing on that. That's minimum, right? Maybe 300 because they got more VIP 7, so everybody's getting a piece of something. That's still money, right? And then my goal, I told myself, my goal here, and I'll tell you guys, my goal is 5 million in a year. Now, will I make it? God is our witness, right? But even if I don't, there is no way I don't walk away with 1 million. You got to aim high, folks, right? So if you're here, your goal should be 10 million. Don't look at my 5 million. That's chump change, right? Aim for 10. So even if you don't make it, you make a couple, right? I was in a Zoom for another project, just because that's what I do. People send me dozens of these every week. And a lot of them I just say no, because it doesn't add up. This added up to me, right? And we didn't even have time to go into the app. We'll do that on another session, okay? So, or you know what? Let's go in the app. We don't want people feel like they haven't seen what this can do. So let's go on the app real quick and show you guys a thing or two. So let me stop sharing here. Thank you guys. Like it's so humbling to see that we started at 20 something people but we ended up with 40 something people. That means some people on the Zoom was like, yo, you missed out. You got to come hear what they're saying right now before you get left out, right? Angela, I see you on. That's good. Um, okay. Start broadcast. I'm gonna share from my phone real quick and then we'll come to a close, guys. Okay. So folks, this is the app, right? It's the app. Simple, sexy, user-friendly app, right? That's all it is. The AI is there, right? So remember I told you guys if you write computer code or you're looking to build a website, an app, all that kind of stuff is right here, right? You are a well-seasoned programmer. Help me create the code for a simple digital clock. I mean, you guys can see this is real time. This is not he say, she say, tomorrow CEO has to come and teach us. None of that. You go in the app, you tell it what to do, it does it. That's the code for a clock. If you don't know, it got colors, purple, white, it's all in there, right? And it says this code creates a window with a digital clock that updates every second, meaning that I can now go on whatever my Facebook and tell people, hey, I make clocks for $100. And then if a whole month, 10 people hit me up and say, yeah, I want a digital clock on my website. It's $100, sir. Okay, I'll pay the $100. Guess what? I make 1,000 a month. You can start a whole business from this app. That's what you have, right? Now ask yourself, how many platforms would you ever see that has this? Like I said, I get dozens. Like my inbox is crazy. I get dozens sent to me, and I just say no to a ton of them. But let's scroll real quick, right? Now we can see the trades. Now that's the part that excites me, right? All the completed trades we can see in the app. So inside, this is the annual fund manager, right? The one for the 1 year. They tell you where all our money has been divided and put. They got 28% in Bitcoin, some in XRP, Solana, right? And then you click on it, you can see the trades that it has done. They are trading on centralized exchanges. They're trading futures, leverage. So they're going long or they're going short, okay? Some of them are 16x, 6x, 9x, 10x trades, okay? Buys and sells. The AI does a buy and a sell at the same time. From what I've studied so far, it goes both ways at the same time. It will lose a little because it has a probability of the market going up. It would bet higher on the upside and lower on the low end because the market is never in one line. It traces up, traces back down before it goes up. So it will catch a little bit of that down movement and take profit, or it would mitigate its loss and cut it short very fast, right? That's what this AI is doing. And we've been following it, looking at it for about almost since we got in first week of December, December 7th. Then this is what really blew my mind, the live feed from their trading. Yeah, I've been in a few trading companies. I think the last time I ever saw a company have live trades was in one Forex program about 4 years ago. Since then, everything else has been nada. It's just we doing X, Y, and Z, and you ask and they say, "Don't worry, we're doing it." I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want to see it. Wait for the CEO. I'm like, no, I don't want the CEO. I want to see it. They say, no, you can't. I say, okay, right? Here, you can see everything, and that's what I like, right? It gives people a chance to analyze a project for themselves and make a decision, not based on who's telling them to invest. Because I'm not a guys, if you're waiting for me to tell you put 10K here, then you're gonna have to go to sleep. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But if you can see it for yourself, like how I saw it, that's how you know you have a good project, right? So here I see trades that have not been completed. These are trades that are currently ongoing. And if we can wait a little bit, you're going to see these prices move, just like you saw. It just changed, right? They are still actively in these trades. And one person posted something in on the group chat the other day. This app has its own group chat. You can do video calls and everything from it, right? He said, AIFEEX has improved my trading. He's a real trader who trades futures on exchanges. All he does all day is sit here. The minute they go into a trade with leverage, oh, he like, oh, I'm going in. And he go in and he probably even use more leverage than that because he knows the AI is going to make money. And so he sits down every day, looks at the trade. They got in at 89,168. Boom. 17x. He goes in his Binance. He does the same thing. He's cashing out every day, right? The app is closing. Let me get it back on. Is this thing with the VPN. Guys, if you're here in the US, Canada, UK, you need a VPN to use the app. Staking is not really, it's a gray area in some of these countries. You know, the Europe has MiCA laws. You can read about it, guys. This is what I do full time. I absorb all the information left and right, right? So you have to use a VPN, just like I'm doing in the US, if you're in the US, Canada, UK, or Netherlands. But other than that, you're good, right? Other than that, you don't need a VPN. If you're in South America, you're in Asia, you're in Africa, you're in the Caribbean, you do not need a VPN. Basically, the rest of the world, except for these like 5 countries that I mentioned, or a couple other, I'm not too sure. But once you try to use the app, it will tell you, right? Okay, so yeah, so we saw the trades, right? And I don't want to go repeat myself. That's the chat. They have their group chat. There's 32,000 people, 31,000 people online, folks. 31,000 online, right? So they got that. Um, and yes, now this is exciting. If you're here, no matter where in the world you live, they are trying to give you money, free money. You have to do something though. So let me remove free money. They're trying to give you a bonus, right? If you can organize an event, it doesn't have to be a big event, 15 people, right? You can get a restaurant, go in, get a big table, put 15, 20 people in there. You have to print their banner, their logo for AIFEEX, and do a presentation. Teach them about the AI. Tell them how much they can be able to earn if they use the AI. Just that, right? Record it, have pictures, and you submit it in the app. Your country, the name of your event. You have to have a flyer for your event. Make sure you add the flyer so they know the theme of the event, all of that on the flyer, right? All the requirements, so yeah, you can read it in your own spare time, right? And then you submit the video. Currently, 174 people can claim this in my community. So if you haven't claimed it, make sure you do an event. It's free money. They will send you $500 once you're done. It takes less than 24 hours and it's in your wallet, right? So that's that, guys. That's literally everything. I don't want to go into much. Your link is found right here on the thing. If you want the PDF to learn more, they got one in here. You click on it, it opens up. You want to see their official website, it's right here. They have their own official website, tells you a lot about what you're doing. All of that is right here, all in one app. So at this point, I want to stop the sharing and stop the recording.